There is a slight difference. Can anyone notice that? It just has 5 to 7 characters, right? Sorry, 5 to 7 words. Within that, we have one difference. Just observe closely. Adding, modifying, dropping, renaming. One difference is there.
While dropping, we are mentioning the column name. Is that the
Correct, right? So while dropping and renaming, we are saying column. Why? Why we are not mentioning while adding the call, while while modifying data type or size? Because again, these drop and rename commands we are going to use on table level also. So that's why we are saying column. It is part of syntax, right? To make it clear, understandable to database. In this syntax, alter table name, while dropping, we have column. So drop column, branch, rename column, old name to new name, right? So that is what we are going to see in next level, right? If we take on table level, so same commands, we are going to drop a table, we are going to rename a table by using same commands, right? Here we will say drop table, rename table. Okay, so it's the main difference. So remaining few commands we don't use. It is a column, okay, add, modify. But for drop and rename commands, we will say it is a column. So drop column, rename column. Got it? So most of the people, right, while practicing, simply you say drop branch, you will get error. So there should be column in between. So missing keyword. So we are not missing anything, right? But we need to specify column. Then only it will work. Okay. So we are done with alter. Then we'll see drop. Okay. Before that, we'll see rename. Okay. So if we want to rename a table, right? So already we created student table. It is available in our database, right? Again, if we want to make it any changes in our table names, right? We can use rename command. So rename, what is that? Student to, let's make it a student info. Okay. So table renamed, right? So this is how we can change existing table names to new table name. Same thing we can apply by using drop. If we want to drop, if we want to delete the table, right, with the data and structure also, we can use drop command. So drop table. So now our student table not exist because we renamed it, right? So once we change name, our old name won't be available. So let's say if I run this query now, select star from student, table or view does not exist because we changed this name to new one, student info. So if I say underscore info, right, so it will be exist, we will get data. Now if I try to drop student, it is not available, table or view does not exist, so we can't uh, drop the student table. So we need to use latest name which we renamed student info. Now if I run this one, our table will get dropped permanently. Okay, so once we drop a table, we can't get it back. Even in case if we delete any records by using delete command under DML, we can get it by rollbacking. But what are the commands we are discussing under data definition language? These all are auto commit commands. So once we make that change, it will get auto saved in our database, right? So altering these all are fine. Let's say we added one column and later we don't want that column. We have option to drop. right? So once we drop, again if we want to add that column, again we can go back and we can execute add. But here if we drop a table, again we need to create it from the scratch. There is no another way to get it back. There is no rollback option. Okay, so remember that in real-time projects we don't delete, I mean we don't drop any tables maximum 99%. Whatever the tables we create for our testing purpose or something, right, we can drop it and we can what is this, we can create and we can drop it. Okay, so rename, drop, fine. So we discussed create, alter, drop, rename, and one more is there under data definition language, truncate. So truncate and delete both are similar and some differences are there. We'll discuss while discussing about delete. Okay, everyone clear under here? Okay, now onwards we need to use student info instead of student. Okay, what is this? Did we drop student info? Okay, so we dropped student info also. Let me create again student. Okay, so created student. Fine, back with our structure, and we have 4 6. Okay, so now we'll see insert methods. So how many ways we have, right? So already yesterday I explained, right? So when we have specific column info, we can provide only that column's data. Remaining columns will get updated as nulls. Okay, so let's say out of these 6 columns I have student ID, student name, branch, gender also we can go with that. Okay, so I have 4 column values. So one student name like this. So we don't have any data in our table now. I will start from 1 again. Okay, so 1, and then let's say Jeff is going to join, and then branch, make something, or else gender, male. Okay, so now we want to insert this record into our student table, right? So out of 6 columns we have only 4 column values. So it is our first method. Okay, map only available columns. Okay, so if we have only 4 columns data, here next to our table name we can provide list of columns what we have. Okay, so I have student ID, I have student name, next I have branch. Okay, I have branch name, and then gender, I have gender info also about this record, right? So 4 column values. So ID is 1, and then name Jeff. So here we need to notice one thing. So number data type values directly we can enter. No need to place it in single quotes. Okay. So student ID is number data type, right? So we create it with number. So directly we can provide that value, which is number data type. And remaining all columns, if you see remaining all columns either char or varchar. So compulsory we need to use those values in single quotations. Otherwise we will get error. So these all are basic mistakes we do initial level, right, while practicing. So do notice carefully. Then branch is make. Okay, and then gender, again it is also character, right? So we need to provide it in single quotes. So one, name, branch, then gender. So I'm going to run this one. So one row inserted, right? So now if we refresh our data, one row got inserted, and date of birth, mobile number we didn't provide it. Those values will be nulls by default until we update that row. Okay, so this is one method, map only available columns with values. Okay, so another scenario when we have all I mean entire row info, all columns info, right? So let's say second student is going to join, ID is 2, and name, what is this, John something. Okay, then CSE, again male, date of birth can make it as 1 1. So we need to follow this format. We'll do that. 26 something. What else? Mobile number. So now I have entire row info, all columns info. So this time we no need to specify list of columns because we are going to provide all column values. So that is one option we have when we have all columns values with us. So either we can go this way when we have all, or else we can go this way. No need to specify list of columns because we are going to provide all column values. Okay, I will show you how. So to student ID is 2 and then Jeff. So what type of data it is? Characters, right? You need to provide it in single quotes. Then branch, CSC, and then gender male. What is our next value? Date of birth. So what about date of birth? So in between, if you see, we have special characters, right? So I mean special characters as well as characters also. Month, Jan, we are saying Jan. So we should go with the single quotes only for date columns also. Okay, so Jan 1996. And then what about mobile number? It is number data type, right? No need to follow single quotations. Directly we can provide that value. So one more row got inserted. Okay, so now if I refresh, we can see two records. First one Jeff and second one John. But here we provided date of birth and mobile number also. We can see all column values. Okay, so it is our first method when we have specific column values, and this is our second method when we have all column values with us. Okay, no need to list out the column names here. So insert into table name, then values immediately when you have all column values. Okay, then list out your values in brackets, then semicolon. And if you observe our statements, right, for every statement there is one semicolon at the end. So it is representing end of SQL statement. Okay, so from here to here one statement, execute it only, right? So it can be select, create, alter, drop, anything. So I'm using semicolon. It will represent end of statement. Okay, any questions? So let's say if I want to insert one more record, so third one, okay, maybe Jenny, and then easy branch and female. Okay, I'm going to insert one more record. Now we have 3 rows in our table. Okay, so now if you observe, for every record, for every row, I am writing new statement. Again, it is not mandatory, right? So in our procedures also, we are not going to write separate insert statement for every record which we want to insert in our table. So we have one more method called reference. Okay, so here we can use ampersand for this column names, right? And we can provide values at runtime. So same statement we can use for multiple rows. So that is our next method. You see here, reference method. It is used to insert the data into table through prompt. So when we run that insert script, immediately we will get one pop-up message to enter the values. So we can pass one by one column value, and finally entire row will get inserted. Okay, so let me take this column names. So you can choose data, right click, and then copy selected column headers. So all columns will get copied. You can paste here. So before column name, we can use ampersand. So it is representing reference method, means same insert statement can accept multiple records at runtime. It can get inserted. Okay, I'm executing it. You see, we got pop-up. So enter value for student ID. So already we have 3. I'm going to enter 4. Okay, and next, what is next column? Student name. It is a character data type, right? So we should enter in single quotations. Again, Harry something. Then branch character. Okay, let's go with the CSC. Gender, then male. Date of birth. Again, we need to use it in single quotes. Okay, 09. Maybe what is that? Mobile number data type, no need to worry, we can enter. You see, so old we used reference method to pass values at runtime by using ampersand. So once we pass all values after popping up, right, new one, so this insert statement will get executed. Insert into student values, whatever the values we provide at runtime, right? So it has taken that inputs and it ran as a insert script. So now if we refresh our table result, we can see fourth record which we inserted. Okay, so it is called reference method. So when we are going to provide more rows, I mean more than one row, we can go with the reference method. And this one we can use whatever the format, whatever the methods we discussed, right? So when we have limited columns and when we have all column values, so applicable for reference method. So when we have all columns, directly you can go with student values, and when we have specific column values, you can list out those column values, and for those columns only you can use reference method here. Okay, so just like this.
It will update the row remaining whatever the leftover columns with the null.
Yes, student ID, name, branch, right? So at the end we need to remove date of birth and mobile. That's it. It looks like this. So this time it will ask only 4 column values to pass. Okay, let me pass one record. So this time 5. So names. Okay, what to say, Lee, then branch, sender again. Okay, maybe F. You see, one row got inserted. This time we provided only 4 column values, and remaining 2 column values will be nulls. Okay, so reference method we can use both when we have all column values as well as when we have limited column values with us. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Inserting methods. So this syntax we need to remember. There is no other way. So insert into, where we are going to insert our table name, and then values. So what values we are going to provide. So list out those and then run your statement. That's it. So data will get inserted into our table. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So then we'll move to next one. So these are like seems to be easy, but you need to do practice. And starting 1 week, right, you will get a lot of errors. So in between you can miss table names, column names, lot of errors we can see. So let's say same thing. If I miss D here, student ID, right, we will get error. Okay, it is a runtime. Okay, it will give error after passing the values. Let me take this one. So let's say here, if I pass I, so invalid identifier, right? So this error, it is like starting to ending. We most of the things we will work on columns only, right? So we will take table name and list out column names which we have in the table. So if we are getting invalid identifier, means column name is invalid. That's it. So identifier, invalid identifier is representing column name mismatch. So issue with the column names, remember that. And if our table name is wrong, then you will get table or view does not exist. Then issue with our table. Okay, so these two errors you will get repeatedly, starting stage, repeatedly. So whatever the table you created, use the same table name, and whatever the columns you listed, use same column names. Okay, and in case if you miss, let's say my column names, everything is good, and here I'm not using single quotes while passing the character data, again we will get error. So column not allowed here. So it is considering as a column name, just like this. It is not column, right? It is a value. So we are saying values, but we are not passing it in single quotations. So it will treat it as a new column or number data type. But what we discussed. So if it is character or varchar data type or data, what is this? Date data type, we should pass it in single quotations. Then only it will get success. Okay. So these are main things you need to remember. We'll be back. So totally we have 5 rows, right? And now let's say they came up with mobile number, this one. So student ID 1, Jeff, want to update his mobile number. So again, we no need to insert that record again with mobile number info. So already we have record in our table, right? Just update. It's like our Aadhaar data. So we got our Aadhaars in 2011, right? So after that, if we want to make any changes, we no need to give what is this entire details to recreate our Aadhaar info. I mean, we don't get any new Aadhaar number. To existing Aadhaar only, they will update our info. That can be date of birth, mobile number, address, gender, anything. So already data is there with them. So if you want to changes, if you want to make any changes in that list, just they will do update, right? So whenever you go with the changes to others with other application, just they do like this. They do use update statement and they will make changes for us. Okay, so we'll see how that works. So again, I will show you the syntax. So this one, it is used to update the data in a table. So update table name, set column name equal to values. So we can update multiple columns also in this update statement or specific column values also. So this time we want to update only mobile number, right? We can go with that. So update, what is our table name? Student table. Okay, student set what we are going to update. So which column we want to update?
Mobile number.
Date of birth or mobile number.
Okay, so for now we are going to update mobile number. So we need to say it is mobile, right? Column name as it is. Okay, let me take water 1 minute. Okay, so what is the value of that mobile column, right? So we can provide our value. So it has only 10, right? Okay, fine. And so let's say if I do here, if I end my statement here, so update student set mobile equal to this. So when we don't use where condition, filter condition, this update statement will be applicable for all rows in our table. I will show you here by using select statement. So if I say select star from student, so it is fetching 5 rows, right? Same thing, update statement also. So if I say update set mobile number equal to this, it will update all records with the same mobile number. Okay, so anyhow, I'm before that I will commit. Okay, I'm going to say update. 5 rows updated. You see result, 5 rows updated. But actually we want to update Jeff mobile number only. Now if I refresh, we can see all 5 students with the same mobile number, which is wrong, right? So here we are going to learn about where class. Where it is used to filter the data. So now on what basis we are going to filter? So let's say student ID 1, right? So he want to update his info. So we can use that student ID equal to 1. Now if I run this query, it is fetching only one record. So same where condition if we use in update statement. Set mobile number equal to this where student ID is this. Okay, so before that I will roll back where 5 rows got updated. Okay, again we can see old data, right? Jeff don't have number and Lee also don't have number. Okay, so this time I'm using where condition student ID equal to 1 and want to update this mobile number to student ID 1 Jeff, right? So now if I run this query, we can see only one row got updated. So this is how we can update specific rows. Okay, so let me refresh result. You can see latest mobile number allocated to Jeff. Same thing. Now I want to update Lee's date of birth. Okay, let's say 5, maybe November 1997. I want to update this date of birth value to Lee. So what is the statement? Can anyone?
Update student.
Okay.
Set date of birth field at column name
We
equal
have DOB, right? Equal to
the date of birth 5 November 97,
okay.
where student ID is equal to 5.
ID equal to 5. Okay. So are we good with this statement?
We have to provide single quotes for data.
Single
Correct.
quote.
Right. So that is our main scenario we need to look into. So first, what value we are going to update? Number, a character, date, right? So if it is character number, we should use single quotes. Otherwise, we will get error. Okay. So student ID equal to 5. Again, one row got updated. If we refresh our data, we can see date of birth assigned to Lee. Okay. And this time, let's say again, I want to update what is this? Lee's mobile number, but I don't have Lee's student ID, but I know Lee name LE. What to do?
Instead of ID, we can use name.
Yes. So there is no what is fixed where condition, right? So whatever the value we have to filter the data, we can go with that, right? So no need to use student ID constantly, which is unique. If we have name, we can go with that name. So let's say student name. Here I want to see Lee's data. So student name equal to Lee. We are getting again Lee's record only, right? So same where condition we can use while updating Lee's mobile number. Okay. Where now student name equal to Lee. That's it. So now if I run this query, we can see mobile number to Lee also. Getting? Okay. So this is how we can update specific rows. Or if you want to update all rows, let's say what else we can add student. Okay. Let's go with the location. Let's say I want to add location column to this student table. What to do? So I want to add one
Alter
new
set
column.
maybe.
Alter.
Alter.
So not
Alter
one
set.
person every time, right? Remaining people also can involve. So alter, what we are going to alter?
Alter table.
Table, right? We are
Alter
going
table
to alter
table name.
table. Table name, right? What is the requirement?
Adding.
Need to add location.
Add, right? So log. When it comes to log, what type of data we are going to store? Location,
Where
Where
Where can
correct. Okay. So student table altered. Now if I run this, you can see one column. Now we added one new column, right? So what will be the value of that location? Again, by default, it
will
will
be
be
null.
null,
Null.
right? So if we are not providing any value to specific column means while inserting, updating or adding, so it will be by default null. So now I want to update this location as Hyderabad, Bangalore to all students. There is no separate location. They are all in same location. What to do? So already 5 records are there. To all 5 of them, I want to allocate location as Hyderabad. So do we need to insert or do we need to update?
we have to update.
Right.
Initially, and
So
where condition we
update
can ignore.
lock equal to in single quotations Hyderabad. That's it, right? So this time we no need to use where condition. Because it is applicable for all rows in our table. So they are all in same location. So no need to use filter conditions, right? So if I say update students set log equal to Hyderabad, 5 rows got updated, and if we refresh our data, we can see all rows updated with same info. Okay, so if it is common for all rows available in our table, we can go with the set class directly. No need to use where condition to filter the data to apply update to specific record. So when it comes to specific record, we need to use where class to make that update statement applicable to specific record. Okay, either ID based, either name based, either existing data based, anything. Okay, so we are going to use where condition to make that update to a specific row. Clear? So this is about update, and let's say if I want to update 2 columns at a time. Mm, mm, what else we can see? Okay, let's take this one only, Jeff. So he want to update date of birth. Also he want to change his mobile number to new mobile number. So already we have some, right? Okay, this one. So this time he want to update 2 columns info. Okay, so number of columns we can provide here itself by making comma separator. Okay, so this time I want to provide, okay, mobile number already is there. What else? Date of birth. Okay, DOB as some value. We'll take this one, maybe December. Okay, so this time he is going to provide 2 values for updates. So one is mobile number, and in between at the end, instead of 1, we are updating as 2, and date of birth this one. So 2 column values we are updating with comma separator. Like this, if we want to update 10 columns, so just make that comma separator. Let's say here gender, he want to update something, right? He can make it, so from male to female, like this. Okay, so now we are updating 3 column values. So one row got updated, and if we refresh our table data, we can see gender got updated, date of birth updated, and mobile number also updated. Okay, so only one column we can update like this to all rows and to specific row, and to update multiple column values we can follow this one. Okay, any questions up to here? Okay, so if not, we'll move to next command, delete. So, and what statements we are discussing now? Data manipulation language, DML, right? So we are working on data only, inserting, updating, deleting. So here also, if we use delete command, it can delete rows in our table. Okay, so before that, let me comment. Same thing. So here also, if we use the statement directly, okay, delete from student. So it can delete all rows from our table. So 5 rows deleted. But I'm going to roll back. Okay, let me refresh before that to show you. All rows got deleted. So delete from student. We are deleting all rows from our student table without any condition, right? It will delete entire row. I mean entire data in our table. So we may have lakhs of records in our table. So all records will get deleted at a time. Okay. So roll backing, and again we can see the data. Okay. Again, about this commit and rollback we will see in next sessions. Don't worry. Okay. So again, this data back to our table, right? So now I want to delete specific record. Let's say Harry, he joined, but not a valid mobile number. He just want to drop from our college. Okay, so we can delete that record from our table where student underscore id equal to 4. Okay, so now it will delete only one record where student id equal to 4. So when we use where condition, right, so it will search for matching. From here it will start searching for 4 id. So what will happen behind the system means in SQL, so we provided input as 4, right? And when it comes to first one, it will look for, well, I mean it will compare. So 4 equal to 1, not true. Again next one, 4 equal to 2, not true, right? Until then it will search. When it comes to fourth record, okay, 4 equal to 4, it is matching, so it will delete this row. Okay, so if we have n number of rows with the same id, student id 4, all records will get deleted. Okay, or else let's say, okay, let me do this once, then we can see one row deleted. Now if I refresh my table data, there is no fourth student info, deleted. Okay, because it is matching. Same thing we can, okay, okay, let me roll back it. So you got right, applying filter condition in where class to delete specific row. Okay, so I just roll back this command. So this time I want to delete males. Let's say we are going to make it only for women's, right? Women's college. We want to delete males from our college. Okay, so now what is the where condition? So we are not going to store males in our table, only it is for females. What to do? We want to delete males info from our table. So what is our where condition?
Where gender is equal to
Where
male.
gender equal to
Correct. So we have gender option, right? So gender equal to male. Now, so intentionally I inserted two different values. So lowercase m, uppercase m. So if I provide uppercase m, it will delete only one row. because SQL syntax is not case sensitive, but data is case sensitive. It should match with cases also, uppercase, lowercase. Otherwise, it won't be true. So if I say gender equal to uppercase M, it will delete only this record. Okay, still we can see this one job. Let me run this. Let's see. You see, one row got deleted. Actually, we have two males, but it is deleting only one row because second one is not matching with uppercase. Right, so again it will do comparison like this. So we provided uppercase M, right, equal to M. If it is matching, fine, true, it will delete that record. What if it is lowercase? It is not matching, so uppercase equal to lowercase, so false condition. So in SQL, data is case sensitive, but syntax not case sensitive. So here we can use whatever we want. Let's say delete, right? D I'm going to use upper, and let I'm going to use lower. So no one is going to stop using upper or lower for table names, column names, syntax, anything. But data is case sensitive. Whatever the format we have in our table, same thing we need to follow. Otherwise, it won't delete that data. Okay, so now one mail got deleted. Okay, I didn't run this query. Let me run, right? Okay, fine. Let me refresh it. You see, one mail gone, I mean deleted, but another one still exists. What to do in this scenario? So we have a lot of functions in SQL also, right? So we can make it up. So for now, I'm executing it. Okay, again we will learn what it is going to do. Upper function, I'm using upper function. Okay, let me roll back, and again we can see two rows in our table. Okay, this time I'm using upper and gender. Means whatever the data available in our table, so all characters will formed in uppercase while comparing. Okay, so it won't be available in lowercase. It's like so when we apply upper on a lowercase value, it will get converted to uppercase. I will show you by using upper. Real. Again, we'll explain about this one, right? All these functions we can discuss later. You see, actually I provided value as lowercase m, but this upper function converting to uppercase. So this is what happened here. So when it comes to where condition, first whatever the data available in gender column, it will make the characters into uppercase. Then it will do comparison. So once it changed as uppercase m, it is in sync, right? It is matching with our input, whatever input we provided. So immediately all records with m will get deleted. Two rows deleted now. So if we see data in our table, okay, we need to run that query again. Okay, you see only females available, no males at all. Okay, this is how we can work with the case sensitive scenarios. Again, later we are going to learn about functions. We have number functions, character, string functions. Okay, a lot of functions we have. We'll see that later. But now you are getting right. So how to delete data depends on the requirement. So based on the condition we are receiving as a requirement, based on that only we are going to delete. Not all rows or not specific rows. So depends on the requirement only. So if it is based on student ID, we'll update, right, or we'll delete. If it is based on gender, date of birth, right, so based on that only we will delete. Okay, so now if you see, I'm using equal operator, right, because it is a character or ID. So depends on the requirement only, right? Matching case we are using. So what if we get requirement like this where, so I want to what is that? Okay, we can consider date of birth. Okay, so I want to join students in my college whose date of birth greater than 97, means who born after 97 only, I'm going to allow them. So 96, 95 I'm not going to allow, right, because there is a age limit. So we are going to allow who born after 97, and remaining all people's data I'm going to delete. So what to do in that case, right? So we are not going to use equal operator. We need to use either greater than, less than on that requirement. So we are going to learn those operators, arithmetic operators. You see, so plus, into, minus, all these are, and or you see here relational operators. So as of now we used only equal operator while updating, while deleting, or while fetching. So we can learn greater than, less than, all these relational operators along with examples. Okay, so we covered delete also, right? Fine, I'm going to roll back again. There is my select statement. Okay, so we have our 5 rows as it is. Again, we will work on this data continuously. So are we good on DMLs and DDLs? Okay, there is one more, right? Truncate. So now we will discuss about truncate, what it can do. So it is bit complex, so you need to be very concentrate, otherwise you can't able to understand. Let's say, okay, I don't want to use any where condition. I'm going to use delete from student directly, right? So 5 rows got deleted. Now if I run select statement, instead of refreshing my data, select star from student, nothing is there, all rows got deleted, right? But there is one option to get our data back after deleting only. Okay, so if I use rollback, whatever the DML statement, that can be insert, update, delete, right? It can roll back the transaction, means it can cancel the transaction. So 5 rows deleted, and immediately I'm saying rollback, means get my data back. So again, data back into our table, right? Instead of that, okay, this time I will delete specific row. Okay, here student underscore ID equal to, we'll go with 2. Okay, I'm going to delete, and this time instead of rollbacking, I'm going to say commit. Okay, means save the transaction. So whatever the delete I did, it is permanent save. So save that. So now if I run student table, there is no chart, right? We committed the transaction, so it got saved in our table. So even after committing, if we do rollback, that change won't back, the data won't back into our table. So we have only 4 rows now. So second ID got deleted permanently from our table. Okay, so after deleting, we can work with 2 commands, either rollback or commit. So rollback to cancel, okay, then commit to save the transaction. Okay, again there will be one separate session on this rollback and commit. Just to see differences between delete and truncate only we are discussing about it now. Okay, so on DML commands only we can perform rollback, commit, but when it comes to truncate, it is DDL. Right now you can notice the differences between DML and DDL. Okay, where is our DML? You see, it is used to insert, okay, insert not this one, it is used to handle data in a database object. These are non-auto commit commands. So whatever we did, right, just now commit, so means manually. So once we insert, update, delete a row from a table, we need to say commit to save the transaction. So let's say we added 10 records, and if I close this session, right, so that 10 records won't be available when I open my laptop tomorrow, because automatically it will get rollback session dependent. So we need to say commit. So after inserting, updating, or deleting, to save the transaction, whatever the DML transaction we did, because these 3 commands are non-auto commit commands. So automatically it won't be available in our system. It can't save the transaction. Okay, but when it comes to DDL, these are auto commit commands. So once we create a table, no need to say commit or rollback, right? It will automatically save in our system, altering, dropping, renaming, truncate also. So now I'm going, okay, if you see definition of this truncate, it works like delete plus commit. So if we use the truncate command on our table, it will delete all rows from our table and we can't get it back. We can't apply rollback on truncate. So when I used delete to delete all rows from our table, again I said rollback and it cancelled my delete transaction and we got our data back into our table. But this time, if I say truncate table, what is that? Right? Table student truncated. That's it. So if I see my table, there is no data, and if I want to get it back, rollback completed, but still it won't fetch data back. Truncate means auto commit. So delete plus commit. Okay. So it is auto commit command. So that's why truncate added under DDL commands, because it is auto commit. So if you see other commands under DDL, all these are used to work on structure, table structure only, right? Either it is creating a table or modifying column names, right? Or dropping entire table or renaming a table name. So remaining 4 commands, whatever commands, right? Alt, create, drop, rename. These 4 commands are working on the structure, not on data. But when it comes to truncate, it is working on data, deleting entire rows from our table, but it comes under DDL, data definition language, means it is auto commit command. So once we truncated the data, it is auto committing the transaction. So if you want to get the data back, there is no option, right? So auto committing. So that is why truncate command also added under DDL. But if we run delete, we can get the transaction back. If we delete specific row, if we delete all rows, and if we want to get the data back, simply we can say rollback. It is used to cancel the previous transactions, means DML transactions. So that is the main difference between DML and DDL. Okay, so DML commands are non-auto commit commands. So after performing insert, update, delete, if we want to save, we can say commit. If we want to cancel, we can say rollback. But DDL, we don't have any other option. It will get automatically saved in our database. So auto committed commands. Got it? Very important, these differences between DDL and DML. Even experienced people also can get interview questions on this. So what are all the DML commands or DDL commands we have, and what's the main difference between these two commands? Okay, and again, this one repeatedly we will get in interviews. So difference between delete and truncate. And again, so one more difference is there. So in what is this, while deleting the data, we can delete specific rows also, right? So we can say where student ID equals to 2. When it comes to truncate, there is no where condition. So we can't say where student underscore ID equal to 3. It is not part of syntax, only truncating. So truncate table name, that's it. There is no where condition in truncate. Okay, we can't use where condition in truncate. So invalid truncate option. There is no option to delete specific rows by using truncate command. So it will delete all rows from our table at a time and we can't get it back. Okay, and I have interview questions list, right? I will show you one thing. What is that? Where is my SQL? Okay, and we saved some interview patterns also, right? Sometimes interviewer may ask us to share the screen and write some codes. Right? What are the codes we've written for specific companies? HCL, Impress, right? We saved along with their company's names. So this one not required. We can discuss later. Where is my one? Okay. You see? This one, very important interview question. Differences between delete and truncate. So delete is a DML command, truncate is a DDL command. We can delete all rows as well as specific rows by using delete. But a truncate, not possible. Truncate will delete all rows in a single run and can't delete specific rows. Okay, so rollback will work after deleting. But here we can perform rollback. And it is slower than truncate. Truncate is faster than delete, because whatever the space allocated to store table data in our database, it will release entire memory at a time, and no need to store in buffer, just like delete. So if we until we say commit, it will be available in buffer memory. And if we say instead of commit, if we say rollback, from there again it will get back and it will store back into our table. So that is why delete is for slower compared with truncate. Okay, and then so these are all basic. Okay, here, so difference between char, varchar, right? Lot of date timestamp, it is fine. So we prepared few more interview questions, version 1.4. DDL commands, DML commands, TCL. Okay, these are main. We didn't discuss that. We'll discuss. Okay, delete, char, varchar, date, substring. Okay, so we added few more. We'll discuss one by one. When it comes to functions, we do get a lot of interview questions related stuff. Okay, so rank, dense rank, union, all these are related to function. Case decode, right? So these all are main important interview questions. Okay, I will share these documents also with you all. You can go through it later, but now not required. We'll see later. Broadly, right? How many slides we have? 39. That's it. So if we are good in this 39 interview questions, right, directly you can go to our company and you can attend the interview. So that is how we can prepare. But here real-time experience is very important, right? So it can be simple statement, but we need to understand that requirement, right? So simply they can ask us to update the data. Let's say this one only, right? So where is the, okay, our entire data gone. Fine. What we can consider. Okay, this one only, right? We can consider. Let's say they can give 2-3 lines of requirement. Okay, so I have a student table. I have both females and genders, right? So from next year onwards, we are going to make it only for women's, right? Women's college. I don't want to keep any men's, right? In my student table, right? What to do? So where gender equal to M. Let's say they're giving one more scenario. Okay, so I may have data in mixed cases. So few gender info in lower case, few genders info in upper case. So we need to write this simple update. Okay, sorry, delete, right? We are going to delete the data, right? Delete from student, where upper we are going to apply on gender and providing uppercase character. So it can delete all males. They can store either in lowercase or uppercase. Once we apply upper function, it will convert to uppercase, then start deleting males info. Okay, so requirements can be simple sometime, but our understanding is more important. And I can show few interview samples also later, right, while discussing about projects and all. Yeah, so almost we are done. Anyone have any questions? So these are very important commands, guys. So DDL, right? Data definition language. So totally how many commands are there under DDL?
Including rename, I can say 5, right?
Yes, 5 commands are there. So first create, again alter. So again alter, how many commands are there?
Alter 4.
4.
Add, modify, rename, delete.
So others also can start giving answers. Okay. And drop. Then rename. What is our third one?
Truncate.
Drop.
Rename.
4. Yep.
Truncate.
Fifth one, truncate. Okay. So when it comes to DML, how many commands we have?
3.
4.
Insert.
Insert,
Update.
update.
Delete.
Update.
The rename also as a DML, right?
Sorry, which one?
Rename.
No, we are renaming to a table. So it will come under DDL.
Okay.
Okay. So are we good? 5 plus 3, 8 commands totally we learn in 2 classes. Okay. So remaining subqueries also, I mean sub languages, TQL, TCL, DCL. So here also we do have same kind of what is this commands, but there under
Select forgot, right? In the DML, that also.
no select comes under DQL. So in tomorrow session we are going to discuss about it. Data query language, that is separate. So under DQL we have only select, only one command.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So here we covered 5 commands, DDL and DML 3 commands, DQL, select, data query language, retrieval language. We can call it as DRL also. So we have only one statement here, select statement, select command. And then TCL, transaction control language. We have seen, right, commit, rollback. Those commands comes under TCL. Again, we have 3 commands only here. Commit, rollback, save point. Again, under DCL, data control language, we have 2 commands, grant, revoke. That's it. So left with 6 more commands, just like create, alter. So we will be good. I mean, almost half of the syllabus we can understand once we comes here. So main thing we need to concentrate on sub concepts. So operators, classes, right, and functions. These all are one character only. So you see square root, mod, ASCII, these all are one character function names. But the what is this? Key role, right? It will play major key role. Reverse, upper, lower. Here we can learn about upper, lower, case sensitive functions. Okay, under string functions. Same way we have date functions. Okay, we have not data, date functions. Okay, so and we can do format change also. Date format changes everything. We'll see one by one. From tomorrow's session we will discuss about DQL, select statement. Okay, and also we will start installation, database installation for practicing. We'll start from tomorrow. Okay, so that's all I want to cover in this session. Anyone